Hi, this is Kate from Izzalicious Designs, and today I'm going to be doing an updated version of Wonder Woman, one of my first tutorials ever, and we're going to be doing her on a single loom, so that's a big step in the right direction. The colours we're going to use are black and skin tone, gold, red, blue, white, and a couple of silvers. We're also going to be using mini pony beads for her eyes, and I have those threaded onto a skin tone band. Our loom, as I said, is a single loom. It's going to be in the offset configuration, so columns 1 and 3 are going to be slightly lower than column 2. The arrow is facing toward you. If you don't have an arrow, it means the open part of the peg is facing towards you. We're going to be using double bands, which means you take 2 bands and you place them on the peg together as if they were a single band. So we will get started, and we will do the black for her hair. Make sure you push your bands down. You don't want to be running out of space on your peg. I'm actually using a silicone skin tone band, which is slightly harder to work with, but the result is quite nice. The only unfortunate thing with silicone is that they do tend to break a little easier. Severe thunderstorm warnings in our area at the moment, so I had to pick my little one up from school early, and she's coughing and spluttering in the background, so sorry for any noise that she makes, but them's the breaks being a mum. Okay, take a single band, skin tone colour, stretch it out, and we're going to place it here over these 3 pegs as a crossover band, and then here for the eyes we're going to take another single and wrap it, twist it, 3 times, once, twice, 3 times, and place those there. Now that stops the band for the eyes sinking down to the back of the head. It just sits the eyes nicely. We're going to just split the band for the eyes and put the top part up over this peg, so it's like a crossover band. Okay, now we're going to do 3 bands for her neck, push down, and shoulders, move to some red bands for her bustier. Trying to pick ones that haven't been too badly stretched out of shape. Some of them, when I make something and then take it apart, get stretched, and I need to just ditch them or use them as end caps. Let's just run my, there we go, run my hook around that one. I'm going to take a single gold band and stretch it, figure 8, loop it on itself, and place it from here to here, and another one over there, on the other side from here to here. I'm going to try and make it so that it's not too badly twisted. I don't want it severely twisted. There we go. I'm going to push that down because I'm going to put a gold end cap there. I'm going to wrap it once and twice on my fingers, cut the circulation off and place that there. Okay. Now we're moving to blue for her pants. Again, still double banding, and you're going to do 2 pair, 2 pair, and 2 pair in the middle. Like that. Again, we're going to get some gold bands, stretch it, place one this side, and I can see that that's all twisted, and I really don't want it to be too badly twisted, especially not that badly twisted. So I'm just going to run my hook around to take that twist away. I'm going to do another one here, and again I'm going to put an end cap in the middle. Like that. Skin tone bands for her legs. Now I'm just going to put those 2 there because I'm then going to put blue going across this way. And I'm going to put another end cap here, a blue one, like that. Okay, so a couple more skin tone bands for her legs. I know it looks like we're going to run out of room for her feet, but don't worry, we will be fine. She's an Amazon. Okay. So those are going to be her legs. Alright. For her arms, we're going to take some single flesh tone band, wrap it once and twice, and we're going to slide that onto a pair. Now in total for her arms we want 5 pair. So that's number 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1 more pair, 5, and that's going to go up here on her shoulder. And we're going to take a silver band, a single silver band, loop it on itself and pop her arm through like that, and then just kind of spread it out so that it's not too badly twisted. So for her second arm, wrap it once and twice, and again we're going to be using 5 double bands. So here's our first one, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And this will go on the other shoulder, just here. We're now going to use the other single silver band and wrap it around, loop it on itself, and pop that on the other wrist. Okay, we need some crossover bands. So using a single blue band, you're going to place it from here to here, 3 pegs like that. Same for the one above it, just a single band. You're not going to loop it or figure eight or anything like that. Now we are going to loop and figure eight this next red one. and the next red one. So that gives her a slightly smaller waist. Okay, and then we need a skin tone band to go here, and it's not going to be looped, it's just going to be placed on like that. We need to do her hair. Take a single band, wrap it once and twice, and we're going to use 5 pair. So here's our first pair, second pair, third pair, fourth pair, and fifth pair. And we're going to attach one end here, and then skip a loop and go down to the third loop and pop that there. Single band, wrap it once and twice, and we'll do the same, 5 pair. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And we will attach that to the other side of her head. These loops go by her eye, and they hop down one and then use the third loop, and that goes there. Okay, so we're going to need some gold bands for her head band. Take a single gold band and you're going to stretch it and wrap it once and twice and place it right there. And you're going to do the same the other side, once and twice, and we'll place it right there. Now I've threaded a little red band. I looped it 4 times and I threaded it onto a gold band, and I'm going to place that here on this peg in the middle, but I'm also going to put a gold band on as well, so that will be extra thick. We need boots, so we're going to take some red bands, take 2, wrap it once and twice, slide onto 2 red bands like that, reclaim the end of your bands, 2, wrap once and twice, and slide onto 2 red bands. We're going to take these 2 up, over and onto those red bands, and then we're going to swap sides and then move these ones up, over and onto the 2 red bands. Reclaim your band here. Now that would just make a shoe. We want it to be a boot, and we want it to be a bit thicker than the rest of her leg. So take 3 red bands and we're going to slide these on like that. Reclaim the end of your bands and we will pop that on her leg just there. We're going to do the same for the other side. So 2 red bands, wrap it once and twice, slide onto 2 red bands. Pretty it up a bit. Reclaim the end of your bands. 2 red bands, wrap once and twice, slide onto 2 red bands. We're going to take these 2 and slide onto the other set, and then twist sides and slide those ones on. Reclaim the end of your bands. Now we need 3 red bands. Slide your foot onto those 3 like that, and we attach that to the other side of her leg like so. So we have boots, we have crossover bands, we have gold crossover bands, arms, braces, hair, eyes, and we have her bandana. The only thing that we don't have is the lasso. Now, I'm thinking that we might like to do the lasso after we have done everything else, because I think it would be easier to just attach it after the fact. That being said, I've got 2 gold bands that I've just looped on themselves. You can loop it onto another gold band like this and tighten it, and that could get attached here on the side, and then it would be looped in as we actually do the thing. So we can do it that way too. Let's get looping. Pull the foot down, grab the 2 bottom bands and loop up. Same on the other side. The noise effects of my daughter on a chair. And this is a bit tight, so I'm just running my hook around the outside of the peg to loosen that up. Same with this one actually. Let's replace that blue band. I'm going to run my hook. There we go, that's nicer. We'll loop up to the gold. Push back the crossover bands with the back of your hook. You want them out of the way. Okay, so we're now at the gold. We're going to dig down past the end cap. You've got an end cap there. Grab the 2 top gold bands. I'm going to use a finer hook for this. So there's my 2 gold bands, and I'm looping them to the corresponding side. I'm going to do the other side now. There's my 2 gold bands, loop them to the side. Dig down and find those 2 bottom red bands and loop them up. And loop up to the next gold set. Find those 2 red bands. Again, if it's tight, wiggle your hook around. Sorry, didn't mean to hit the camera. And again. Okay, so again we have an end cap here. Dig down past the gold end cap. And we're going to find the 2 top gold bands. I'm going to wiggle my hook around a bit to see if I can make finding them a little easier. There we go. So I'm going to loop them across to the side. That band just tried to escape, so I'm going to lift this off, place that band back and put that back. We're going to find the next 2 gold bands. There's one. And there's the other. Dig down, find the 2 flesh tone bands and loop them up. Loop up to the arms. And on the other side. I don't know why I'm hitting the camera. I have not actually changed its position. Quite bizarre. Loop up the shoulders, and that then locks the arms into place. Now we have this one here. Loop that up. Now we have to dig down and find the 3 neck bands. I found 2 of them. There's one more down there that I need to find. There he is. Okay, now we're on the face. You're going to dig down, you're going to find the 2 top flesh tone bands and loop them to the corresponding side. And then find the next 2 and loop them to their corresponding side. Now I'm going to take the black hair off my loom, hold it over here to the side, dig down, find the 2 skin tone bands and loop up, and then replace the hair. I'm going to do the same this side. Take the black hair off, hold it out to the side, dig down, find the 2 skin tone bands, loop up, and we'll replace the hair like that. Dig up through here and find those 2 skin tones, and we will loop up the center. We need to find 2 black bands, these ones. So dig all the way down, find the 2 black hair bands and loop them up. Same this side. And loop up. And the center. And loop up. So now the tricky part is going to be, as you can see, we have a top layer of black and a bottom layer of black on this peg here. We need these gold bands, almost like a belt, to be flipped over and to be around both of these. So the way to do that is to dig your hook under the bottom part of the black, grab all of those gold bands onto your hook, and not the black bands for the next peg, which is what I'm very cleverly trying to do at the moment. Drag them up and over like that. We'll do the same for here. So down, up, through the bottom one. Make sure those bands stay where they need to. Dig your hook around and pull forward like that. And lucky last, up under there, grab just the gold bands and pull them forward. Now this one, I'm actually wanting one part of this gold band to go over the top of that one, like that. Right, now we're going to loop in these 2 side bits, and then we can tie off our Wonder Woman figure. So grab 2 black bands, dig your hook down through the middle peg and out through the side, and put the black bands on the hook. Drag them through, up, and reclaim your bands onto your hook. The 2 closest to you go up, over and off, and pull tight. We're going to take her off the loom. I like to use a hook to help me. So just gently, especially where I've got silicone bands, ease her off the loom. I have to admit, I've not done the lasso this way before, and it might look awful, and if it does, we're just going to chop it off and do it the original way that I do it. We will see how it looks. So take her off the loom and we're going to stretch her out a bit so that she's in good shape. And it is important to stretch out the bands because they need to get settled and whatnot. Yeah, I don't think that looks too crash hot like that. We'll have a play. Now, the loop at the top of the head, I'm going to grab with my hook and hide behind some of these other bands that are at the back here. I'm secure in the knowledge that it's not going to unravel because there's a slip knot there, and I do trust that it's going to be quite safe. So I'm not going to put a clip on it, but you can if you feel like it. By all means, go ahead and do that. The ruby in the headdress is supposed to be in the middle, so sort of angle that so it's in the middle. Okay, and I think all we really need to do is work a little bit on this lasso. And I'm not sure. I think that works fine. There we go. All we needed to do was just even up the loops a little bit. There we are. And there she has the lasso on the side of her hip. Now the only other thing that I really like to do is to put this little white stars, well they're not really stars, they're white bands with knots in them, but they're the closest I can come to stars. So what I do for those is take a white band and tie a knot in the middle of it. Now if you don't want to do that, that's fine, she's perfectly good as is. But grab a white band and tie a knot in the middle. Now doing this you will need to put a clip at the back of her. So if you just finish as you are now you don't need a clip, but if we are going to do the white stars we do need an S clip or C clip or something. Okay, so those are going to be our little stars. I'm getting an S clip ready. And all we do is using a fine hook, think about where you want these stars to be. I'm going to put one here. So you put your hook through the back of your figure, grab one loop of the white and pull it through. But don't pull it so far that the knot goes through. The knot is what has to stay on top. And then you're going to go to the back and grab both those loops and move one over the other like that. Okay, and you can let go. We're going to do another one. We'll do maybe another one up here. So grab one end of the loop of the white band, pull it through, find another spot to go through, and make sure that you're not going through the same spot, because if you do, when you pull it, it's just going to go straight through to the other side. Okay, so that one's come undone, but that's fine. What we can do to stop that from happening is grab another white band that does not have a knot in it, and what we'll do is we'll loop these onto it like that, and we'll do the same with this one here. So we're collecting all our little loops on one band like that. I'm going to put an S clip on one side of it to hold it like that. Okay, now let's do our other little white star. Maybe we'll do that down here. Pull it through, and the next spot, and put, oh, now I pulled that through too hard, see? So I actually pulled the knot through, that's silly of me. See if I can fix it without having to redo the whole thing. Kind of, sort of. Pull it through like that. So there's our next one. Both loops are there. So what I'm going to do is, because I want to collect all of these loops up and hold them on this white band, I'm going to thread my band through each of these little loops. So collect all the loops on my hook and then move that band, that new white band, all the way through, and then clip it at the back like that. And there you can see I have my little white stars on the end. And as I said, you don't have to do that, it's completely up to you if you choose to do that. And just fiddle with her lasso until it's right. So there we have a couple of Wonder Womans. I hope you enjoy making her. Take care.